Incredible game out in Milwaukee by the Toronto Raptors, surviving an epic comeback by the Milwaukee Bucks, and now it's on to the second round. And how ticked off were the Raptors that the Cavs got the 2 seed, because now that means Toronto's got to face the Cavs in the second round. These two met up in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. And guys, minus the last game of the regular season this year, when most of the regulars for Cleveland didn't play, the Raptors have lost 6 straight in Cleveland. Okay, so now, as we look at body language and listen to the tone at the podium from a team that just advanced, getting over the hump of a Game 6, which they had so much trouble doing the last several years. Drew, what's your read on the Raptors as they are moving on, but do they look and sound like they are?
Well, looking at both teams on those post-game conferences, both teams look like they lost the series. Okay, and to some measurement, I mean, that might be true because you come out of a battle like this and you close out a series and then you look up and say, hey, we have to get ready for Cleveland. So, I mean, there's no time to be happy. There's no time to celebrate because you have to prepare for Cleveland.
You do. You got to prepare for Cleveland. But the one thing is, I know once they get this game over with, they get on the plane, they wake up tomorrow morning, they'll feel good about themselves, and they realize they do play Cleveland. And what they've got to do is they've got to continue to score in them, but also it's going to take a lot of guys to guard LeBron. And the big thing is they got to keep those guys off the boards. They got to keep Tristan Thompson getting second shots. And, you know, Cleveland went and got Kyle Korver, Darren Williams, those guys for this playoff stretch run. So it's going to see how did their bench help them, and what was the layoff? How did the layoff help them? Because one thing is they didn't get enough practice time during the end of the regular season. Now they had some time to try to practice and work on some things.
While the Cavs went through 21 different players on their roster this season, what Toronto did was fine-tune, and not just, let's be honest, not just fine-tune to be better, fine-tune to be better against Cleveland.
Absolutely. With the acquisition of P.J. Tucker and Serge Ibaka, now you're bringing a physical presence. And this is something we talked about earlier. In my days playing against the Toronto Raptors in playoff series and during the regular season, one thing I knew every night is I was going to have at least 10 rebounds and 8 of them going to be offensive, because I felt like that was a missing piece that they had with some toughness in the paint. And they went and got those 2 assets in Serge and P.J. Tucker.
Well, you know, I just think that the biggest concern from Toronto is Kyle Lowry. You heard DeMar say, how's your back? And the break is going to be critical. Those 3 days are going to be critical because he's not himself right now. He's not the Kyle Lowry that we're used to seeing.
Well, some time off because there is no Game 7, unlike last year when it was back-to-back 7-game series for Toronto to get into the Eastern Conference Finals. The Raptors wanted this for a year, and now they've got it. It just comes in the second round rather than the Eastern Conference Finals. Game 1 between the Raptors and Cavs, Monday night, 7 Eastern on TNT.